Good morning, everybody. I'm really happy to see so many faces that already made it up to the 4th floor in this building. And I welcome all of you to INNOCRACY, our first conference on democratic innovation here in Berlin. We've been working tirelessly for this day for months. So for us, this is a great day, and this is kind of something coming to life. And we hope that we really prepared something for you that will make it worthwhile for you to be up at this time and to be in Kreuzberg. When we opened the Democracy Lab at das Progressive Zentrum earlier this year, we were kind of in a similar mood like a lot of people. We were slightly worried about democracy, and we knew that it's not just something that's going to keep on going its course if we don't do anything about it. But at the same time, we're super motivated to work on it and to find new ways to make democracy resilient. And when we set up the lab, and Hanno here in the front set it up together with me and many other people, we had two main goals. And one of the goals was that we really wanted to build a platform for people who work on democratic innovations, who have great ideas, who have great projects, and we want to give them a stage, we want to give them a platform, and we wanted their ideas to be known. And kind of our hidden agenda, we want to get the ideas here to Berlin, because this is where we are. And we want to have more fresh ideas in the city. And the second goal that we had with the Democracy Lab was to really set up a space where all of these people can get to know each other, because they often work on similar issues, and where they can co-create and collaborate. So this is kind of the vision that we had in mind for the lab when we started in April. And everything we're going to do today is just that, basically. We bring you fresh products, fresh projects, and fresh ideas. And we really brought a group together that has never come together in this way before today. The program you have in your hands today is a result of a call for ideas, because we really didn't just want to invite the people here or give the people a stage that we already know. So during the summer, we sent out a call to our partners in Europe, but also beyond, to everybody we knew, and said, okay, we want to do this conference. We really want new people to come by, so please spread us around. And the response that we got for us was overwhelming. We had more than 60 projects apply to be part of this conference, and we obviously couldn't give everybody a spot. So what you have in your hands is really the curated result of what we put together. We have people from more than 12 countries. We have people working on really diverse issues. So you will hear today about ways how we can make institutions more responsive to feedback, how we can actually engage people in politics in a smart way, what happens when cities actually find their political voice, and how we can reform parties and make them more modern. So you really have a big spread, and we really hope that there's something in there for each and every one of you. When we looked for a venue for this event, it kind of seemed like a no-brainer to do it here at Beta House. Beta House was really one of the first co-working spaces in Europe, and has really, in that way, also impacted the culture of the city. So we thought this is really a great place for all of us to hopefully work together today and to learn from each other. Yeah, and that's basically everything I have to say. I have high hopes for today. I have high hopes for every one of you. So we hope that the different formats that we found for you today are going to be really interesting for you. So if you kind of feel like you just want to listen to people and you don't want to speak so much for yourself, this room here is perfect, because if you just stay in your seat here, you will hear different ideas during the whole day. You will have shorter talks and all of that. And if you go over there in our co-creation space, you will have more of the chance to actually work together with other people on individual projects, or give them feedback to what they're working on. So we have a good mix. We really hope that this is a great day for all of you. We're really excited to hear your feedback about maybe some issues that we missed, or something you want to hear from us in 2018. So we're very open for that too. Last but not least, I want to thank everybody who made this day possible. We have funding for the German Federal Ministry for Family Affairs that really kindly support our project, so they also made this day possible. And our team made this possible in many respects. So everybody who's wearing this tag If you like it here, give them a nod, say thank you, because they worked a lot of time to make this day possible. And I'm sure I forgot 2 or 3 things that are on these cards, but I just don't care. And I will give the word to Hanno, who really came up with the idea for the Democracy Lab about a year ago. And he will also have some words for you and will then introduce our first speaker. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much and welcome everyone. It's a real pleasure to see you here and to experience this day together. I think it's going to be super to have all these perspectives in one room or in 4 rooms later on during the day. Laura, she's a true professional, as you can see, because she has half an hour time for her remarks, but she only takes 10 minutes, so I can speak longer. That's great. And also, she prepares moderation cards, but then she doesn't use them. But I will use mine, of course, because I'm not as professional as she is. I'm just a freelancer. So seriously, it's a great honor to have you all here, and I have the honor to frame and announce our keynote speaker, Maya Göppel, who's sitting here in the front row. And I would like to do so with by introducing the new TINA principle, as I called it, because as far as I can see, one key challenge for us today is to remember that innovating democracy is nothing we can choose to do or not to. It's really something we must do in the next years. So there is no alternative to innovating democracy, in my eyes. In the past decades, we created a very powerful global economy, as you all know. It has created an abundance of wealth for many, many people. And at the same time, of course, it has disturbed the ecosystem, self-regulation, and extincts thousands of species today. As you all know, it existentially threatens humankind. The same system has created a nobility, probably all of us here in this room. People born in the West are privileged by birth, no matter their individual talents and achievements. When born somewhere else, you can achieve whatever you like. You will never be able to individually balance the global disbalance we created over the last decades. Our belief in individual merit seems almost naive when we take this global perspective. Both of these situations, of course, are systemic phenomena. They exist because our systems are the way they are. Our democracies have significantly contributed to the disbalancing of this world, and this is something we should keep in mind because most of us, I think, do a very great job when it comes to defending liberal democracy, but there's a downside to it. There's the other side of the coin, and I think we need to keep this perspective to have a balanced and nuanced debate during the day. At the same time, and I know I started with a very pessimistic tone, I strongly do believe that our democratic systems bear the potential to co-create solutions that last and that ease the systemic pains we have in the long-term perspective. Democracy's potential for self-organization and thus its potential for adaptiveness to changing environments is a very big asset. We don't speak about this often enough, I think. Our systems can drive new solutions because of their inclusiveness and because of the high degree of participation we grant to citizens, and not despite these factors. And I think this is very important to keep in mind during the day as well. So let's keep this in mind when we talk about process innovations today, and most slots you will be visiting will focus on process innovation. These incremental innovations will only last if we reinvent the bigger frame as well, and if we redefine democracy's purpose in a truly systemic sense, right? So this is the very big frame I want to throw into this room for a start. And now I have the pleasure to introduce someone, as I said, Maya Göppel, our keynote speaker, who has thought about these things a lot deeper and probably more reflected than I have. So it's a pleasure to have you here, Maya. Maya has been working on the global transformation perspective for many, many years now. Her work focuses on system transformation for sustainable development and new prosperity models. Maya reflected a lot on how paradigm shifts in society can be achieved, which is something we need more than ever when it comes to the transformation both of the economy and of democracy. Just to give you an impression of where Maya comes from during the last years, since September 2017, she is General Secretary of the German Advisory Council on Global Change, which is an independent scientific advisory board for the German federal government. Before, she worked for the Wuppertal Institute and the World Future Council. In 2016, she published her book, The Great Mind Shift, How We Need a New Economic Paradigm and Sustainability Transformation. Sorry, wrong title, Maya. Yeah, it's long. No, it's all right. Let's say The Great Mind Shift, and it's worth reading, just to tell you that. Published by Springer. I really read it. So, and Maya is a member of the Club of Rome, last but not least. So, as you can see, she will be able to do a lot of perspective taking on the issues I just very briefly touched upon now, and it's a pleasure, Maya, to give you the stage for the next 30 minutes. You're very welcome here. Thanks for coming.